Hello everyone, it's Teamrocketdraws here with another Pokemon drawing tutorial, and for this video we're gonna be drawing the legendary Pokemon Dialga. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how he ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw him, let's get started. I'm also gonna put up a reference right now on screen, that way it's easier for you guys to draw and you guys can get all your details. Alright, so well, first of all we're gonna start off with the sketch by doing these two lines right here, and then we're gonna do another one right in the middle. And if you guys notice, it's not straight lines, they're actually at an angle, so just try to do that on yours and everything should be alright. Alright, so now that we have that right here, I'm using a spare piece of paper. You guys can use a ruler or whatever, and then I'm just measuring the line in between both of these, and then just measuring from that middle line to the outside, making sure that it's the same distance on either side. And the reason we're doing this is just to make it a lot easier, you know. You guys don't have to do this, you guys don't have to use a paper, you guys could just guess, but you know, it's a lot better just using measuring just a little bit. Alright, so remember, we're gonna start off by doing a sketch, and then from there on you guys could do your final drawing. Alright, so now that we have this, we're gonna do another line around here, almost like right in the middle, I guess, right there, and it goes to around there. It doesn't go into the corner, and then we're just gonna extend this line. Alright, so then that line is gonna be part of the neck, and then it's basically the same length as the body. I'm gonna measure the body in just a little bit just to show you guys. Alright, so now the other side starts around here, and there we go. And as you guys see, it's a little bit thinner than the actual body. It's not the same thickness. The body's a little bit thicker. But here you guys are gonna see me measuring the body, and the two lines are not the same now that I'm looking at it, guys. But like I said, it doesn't really matter as long as it's really similar. So now we're just gonna make sure that this line right here is roughly the length of the body. Alright, so now we're gonna do this other line going at this angle right here, and we're gonna do basically the shape of the head right here. And as I'm pointing out right here, try to make this the head the same thickness as the neck. That's really important, since if you guys don't, then it's gonna look a little bit weird, you know, it's not gonna look right. Alright, so now we need to make sure that the length of the head is also the same length as the body. This is where I told you guys that it's not the body's not the same length on top and the bottom, but it doesn't really matter. So once again, we're gonna measure the length of the body, and then around the middle we're just gonna end at a point. And I'm sorry if I sound different, guys. I'm getting sick again. I was sick about a month ago, but it's just been really cold, so yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. But alright, so as you guys see, I just pointing out right here that the left line of the neck's a little bit higher than the one on the right, so that way it's you guys can get the angle of the head right. Alright, so basically now with this, guys, the rest is gonna be a lot easier, adding all the details, you know. So now we're gonna do one of the legs. Then around here, just bend it, and then from the top of the body to the bottom is basically the same length once again as the whole body. So you guys could just do a line going across the paper, but make sure that you guys are measuring the left side of the body, not the right side, since you guys notice that the right side's higher. But now that we have that, we could just, it's gonna be a lot easier just to do the legs. Alright, so now right here, as I'm pointing out, the legs should be the same thickness as the neck and as the head. There we go. And right here I'm just showing you guys that the left side bends around here. I just do a straight line just to give you guys an example, and then the right side of the leg, it's a little bit lower at the area where it bends than the one on the left. Right here I just erase it and I make it a little bit higher, just because it should be a little bit higher than I had it there. But it's not by much, guys, it's just a small thing, but just pay close attention to that. They're almost at the same level where they bend, but yeah, right there I did it. I think I did it too a gap too big. So now over here for this leg, started around there. Now we're gonna bend it and go all the way to that line that we did earlier. So that line helps a lot, guys. It's just the reference line, just gonna help us do the leg. And right here I'm just pointing out that this leg once again should be the same thickness as the other leg. So all the legs, the neck and the head should be the same thickness. There we go, and it's around there, and it just makes it a lot easier just to make the other side of the leg parallel to the other one. So, and right here I'm just showing you guys, I'm measuring it to show you guys that they are the same thickness. There we go, the same thing for the head. And right here I'm just guessing, guys. I didn't measure. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just doesn't hurt measuring just to make sure that everything's the right size. Alright, so now that we have this one, we're gonna do the other leg right here, and this one starts around here, and then it bends at the same level as the other ones do. If you guys do a line, roughly they line up. So now this leg over here sticks out a little bit, and then once again make it parallel to the other line, just making sure that you guys are doing it the same thickness as the other legs. There we go, and just make it up to that line that we did at the bottom. And just by having that, guys, you guys see we have the basic shape of Dialga. So now we can just add the tail. It's almost like a straight line right here. Sorry, guys. Around here, it just bends, and then it meets up where the leg bends right here. There we go. I think I made mine a little bit shorter than the one on the reference. I think it's the same length almost as the body. You guys can measure that, or you guys don't have to. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know if I made mine too small now that I'm looking at it, but like, it's not a big thing, you know. Alright, so basically, guys, we have our basic shapes right here. Now from here, it's just about adding all the details, making sure that everything goes on the right area, you know. So hopefully from here on it's gonna be a lot easier for you guys. So just try to get these shapes right here as close as you can. That way it's a lot easier once we do all the details. Alright, so here we're gonna do this line right here, and this is gonna be one of the thing that is coming out of his chest. I don't know what that is, guys. I'm not that familiar with Dialga, so I'm really sorry. So now around here it just goes down. So this probably is gonna be one of the hardest parts, guys, just adding this right here. But yeah, so now we're gonna do this line right here. It just goes parallel to the body right there. It's in the reference, it's like bent, it's like at an angle, guys, but like I said, we're doing a sketch first, so we could do that once we do the final drawing. Alright, so now here we're gonna do the what is that, like the diamond, or the, I don't know what that is, guys, honestly, but it's the blue thing that he has on the chest piece, like on the collar. There we go. Once again, it's just a rough sketch. So now we're gonna do this line going down, and if it doesn't add up now, guys, like I said, you guys could always change it once you do your final drawing. It's just gonna take time doing all the details just to make it better, you know. Yeah, this is gonna be probably the hardest part on doing Dialga, just getting these shapes at the right area. But you guys can use the body as a reference. For example, you see this line doesn't go to the middle of the body, the line that we did going down at the beginning. So you guys could just use that as a guide, you know, to how far it goes or where it goes, just to make it a little bit easier. And you guys notice right here, the shape of it is really simple, but like I said, we're just trying to get like a rough idea of where everything is gonna go, and then once we're gonna do our final drawing, we're gonna add all the details and just make it a lot better. So yeah, so now right here, right in the corner right there, we're gonna do the spike that's coming down the side of his face. This is the side, and then it goes this way. There we go. Hopefully you guys know what I mean. If you guys look at the reference, you guys will get a better idea of where we at. So right here we're just doing the top right there, And I think this is again one of the hardest parts to do, so I'm sorry if you guys have a hard time. It might take you guys a few tries just to get right, but once you do, then you know it's gonna be a lot easier. So now we're gonna finish it off and just make these lines parallel to each other. If you guys notice, they're the same thickness, and then around here we're just gonna curve it to make one of the horns. So right here just pointing out that they're the same thickness, you know. So just try to keep that consistent. The same thing on this side over here is the same thickness. So point out right there, and then we could just, and then around here we could just curve it over there to make that horn. And I do make it a lot better later, guys. Like once I do my final drawing, I make it a little bit better, because if you guys notice, the horn right here is really thin, and then on the reference it's a lot thicker than the other line. So I do change that later on. Like I said, it's just a sketch still. So now that we have that, we're just gonna continue that line and up to right here, just to do the top of the head right there. There we go. Now do the other line right here. It's really thin. It's way thinner than the other side, than the other lines that he has right there. I think I made it way thicker than I should have, but like I said, it's still a sketch, so anything like that we can fix later on. Alright, so now around here we're just gonna do a line, straight line, you know, then connect it to around here. And this is just gonna help us do the nose area on Dialga. So it has one right here, which is the one that's silver, and then it has two more, I think, one and then two, yeah. So right there it has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And right here just showing you guys that it roughly lines up with that line that we did for the spike going down. And then now that we have that, we could just do this line right there just to finish the eye. Alright, so now that we have that, we could just do the mouth down here, right there where we did the shape, and just connect it to around the middle right there. I recommend that you guys do a right here we're just doing the teeth, but the drawing is so small, guys, that I really can't get small details like that. So I recommend you guys doing your drawing big. That way you guys could add a lot of details and just make everything a lot better. Because if you guys notice, it's really small. If you guys compare it to my hand, to my finger, like right there, the face is the size of my nail. So just by that, you guys get an idea of how small I'm doing the drawing. So now right here we're gonna do the other horn that sticks out a little bit further than the other one. I honestly don't know why. I would expect the other one to be bigger, but yeah. Alright, so now we're just gonna complete it by doing this side over here, which sticks out from there a little bit, and then we just connect it over here. And once again, guys, just use the reference as a guide to all your details. It just makes it a lot easier. So now around here we're just gonna do this straight line. It sticks out a little bit further than that point right there, and then it should meet up around here with this one. So as you guys notice, I started from the top and then I just connected them, and it just makes it a lot easier than just going continuing the line from the bottom, you know. And then we could just get this shape right here. So once again, it's the same thickness as those spikes that he has, you know. It's just right there in the middle. It gets a little bit thicker, but just keep that in mind, you know. It's just gonna make it a lot easier. Alright, so now for this side over here, we're gonna do it right there off that horn. I think where the horn meets the head. And then around here is where this sticks out a little bit, and just do this line, and it doesn't go as high as the other one. It should be like at the same level, I guess, at the top, and then just connect it. And this one's a little bit thinner. Actually, it's the same size as the one that we just did, but I decided to make mine thinner just because it is further away. It's just one of those things that I don't know, like I want to change just because to me it doesn't seem right. But you guys could just follow the reference and make those the same thickness, you know. Alright, so now that we have this, we could do just a reference line over here, just to so we can know where to place those spikes he has at the back of his neck. So this line is just make it parallel to the neckline, you know, and this is just gonna help us know how big to make those spikes on the back of his neck. You know, it's just gonna make it a lot easier to do. I'm not sure if I start doing them here, so around here in the middle, we're gonna start by, yeah, I split it in the middle, and right here I'm just doing like the middle of those spikes. So that's why this one at the right is at an angle. If you guys look at the reference, it's like pointing downward a little bit, and then this one's pointing into that thing right there. So now that we have that, we just yeah, just end the point right there, and then just do the spikes, and actually do them, I think, either too big or too small. But I do fix them later on. You guys will notice those changes that I made once I show you guys the final outline of my drawing. Like right here, guys, like I said, it's one of those spots that is gonna take you probably a few times if you want to get them at the right areas, just like the reference, you know. Like I said, I either make them too small or too big, because the space in between these spikes should be the same thickness as the spikes. I don't know if you guys are gonna know what I'm saying right now. Are you gonna understand? But the space in between right here should be the same thickness as the actual spikes, and then it just curves around here. But yeah, I think I made mine too small, so I do make them a little bit better later on. It just doesn't match up right. So like I said, since it is a sketch, I do work on that later on. I just use these lines that I did right there as a reference to where I'm gonna put them, you know. It just makes it a lot easier. So now that we have that, we can just do this other line right here for the other spike on the other side. There we go. Alright guys, but we're gonna be at the end of part 1, so make sure to check part 2 right here on screen, and if you guys are attempting to draw them, and I'll see you guys on part 2.